All right, so thank you so very much. Thank you for joining in, and I believe that you will have value. And we're gonna have sessions every single day for different countries. And so today is for Zimbabwe, meaning all the people that you're seeing here are Zimbabweans, and people that are gonna speak today, stories that are gonna be shared today. That is to say that Zimbabweans all over the world, because all these people are in different countries. Not all of them are in Zimbabwe, and that will be able to definitely inspire you. And if there's someone that is not from Zimbabwe here, don't worry, it is also for you. Just that the speakers are Zimbabweans, but obviously you'll be able to understand what we do and how you can also be able to level up. The idea and the reason why we're doing this is because we want everybody to be able to get an opportunity to level up. I mean, if you have got goals that you want to achieve, you should be able to get an idea on how you can be able to do it. Right now, we are in the middle of 2024. And I do believe when we started the year, you also said, you know what, I have goals. And you have been praying, for example. I'm sure you've been praying to God to help you and bless you in your business or in your job or in your, you being a student, or maybe you're looking for a job. I don't know what situation you're in right now, but I know there's something that you're looking for. I know there's something that, really matters to you. And for me, like right now, I've got two words in my life right now, actually two words and one motto. One word is level up. I've been talking this word so many times to myself because how you speak to yourself matters. So level up, I tell myself, I need to level up in what I need to do. I need to level up when it comes to the cycle of people that I have. I need to level up when it comes to activities and my what I need to do every day for me to be able to increase in my finances, increase in my spiritual life, to increase, as a woman, as a wife, as a man, as a mom, and all that, as a businesswoman and all that. I think, growing is something that everybody is supposed to thrive for, regardless of how your life is treating you right now. I can tell you that you're not here by chance. I can tell you that you can be able to level up. My second word is non-negotiable. There has to be things that you have to set them as non-negotiables, like activities, what you're supposed to do, the change that you need to make, because our lives that we are living right now, and whatever challenges we're going through, or what you experience, if you're experiencing success, that means it's because of the decision that you made. You understand? So what are the non-negotiables in your life right now? Where can you be able to how do I say, where can you be able to sacrifice? For example, maybe if you're spending so much time on social media, you cannot level up if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting different results. How are you spending your time? You understand? And all those kind of, so non-negotiable goals. For me, I know that for you to know that you've leveled up, it means you have to have something that is identifying that you're growing, and goals is one of them. Set up your goals beginning of the year. By now, you're supposed to be having at least over 50% of your goals, accomplished. If you have not, then you need to go back and review. What are my non-negotiable? Maybe you'll need to review and reset your goals. You understand? Probably that is the reason why you're here. That you can be able to tell yourself, like, okay, I've made some choices in the past 6 months. What choices am I going to make right now for me to make sure that I'm having an amazing end of the year 2024? Because I can tell you, your life can literally take a 360 turn to the better, or for the better. I assure you that. And how do I know that? Because it has happened to me. It has happened to so many people. You understand? So I know it is very, 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 very crucial. And it's very, very possible. And of course, we're here to talk about financial growth, because everything and whatever we're going through in our lives. And for example, if you're a woman, I usually tell women, even your relationship problems, they will be going away by 90% if your finances are increasing. So I will tell you, whatever challenges you're going through right now, whatever goals that you have set for yourself right now, it will need you to increase in your finances. So increasing your finances can mean looking for another job, can mean starting a business, but mostly is you need to have another stream of income. So you can be there and you're employed. You can be there and you're having a business, but your business is not giving you enough. Maybe you're there and you're a student and you're asking yourself, what should I do after school? Maybe you're done with your school already and you're wondering, how can I get, you have been looking for a job and you've never gotten a job up until now. And you're wondering, how am I going to be able to level up in life? How can I be able to achieve my goals? I don't know what that is. I don't know what situation you're going through right now, guys, but we're going to talk about financial growth. And I hope that you're going to be able to sit and stay put. Not even if you're listening to this session on your phone, there can be some notifications coming in. Guys, do not let that distract you, because you might miss one statement that can help you, make a decision that could actually help you level up in your life. And I'll tell you, we're talking about business. And I love this statement. I say, I saw it and I was like, this is so very true. It says, the same God that is giving you the business idea, by you being invited. There are people that have gotten information. Personally, for example, I've seen people that are in this meeting that I met them on social media. I just promoted. I don't know anybody in Zimbabwe. And they saw the ad and they said, you know what, let me join in. Now, can you imagine how many posts that we get to see on social media every day? But how come that you saw that one post and that one post made you say, you know what, let me join? Because God is speaking to us in a miraculous way. Maybe it's your relative, maybe it's whoever that invited you here. It is not by chance. God is trying to give you, a way out of your situation. You understand? And the same God that is bringing you here in this meeting will give you the clients, will give you the strategies, and He has already provided you with the right cycle of people. We are the right cycle of people that you need in your life. My name's Veronica Gervaskundia. I'm a Tanzanian currently living in South Africa. And when I moved here to South Africa, I was starting from scratch, like literally. And in life, sometimes we go through challenges, and you literally need to, you go to the rock bottom, and then you literally need to start building yourself up. I moved to a whole new country, and when I came here, I was like, you know what, I can either sit down and say, my life is whatever, but because of my positive thinking, I was like, you know what, I got another chance. And I started going out and talking to new people. And from there, about 3 years ago, we started growing in the southern zone of Africa. So now I've been able to develop teams in South Africa, in Namibia, in Zimbabwe. In Zimbabwe, I was actually there about 4 months ago, and I went to Harare. It was my first time. I went to Bulawayo. We had an amazing business session, connecting with amazing people. I mean, Zimbabweans are so very open-minded, and we've been working with so many Zimbabweans in the business. We have got Zimbabweans in Germany in our team. We have got Zimbabweans in Canada, Zimbabweans in the UK, Zimbabweans, like in Namibia, in South Africa. We have got Zimbabweans in Zimbabwe. You understand? And so I will tell you that you are in the right direction. So if I could start over, I don't know what situation you are in right now, but I will tell you, today is opportunity to be able to start off. I did computer science back in school, and when I was in school, I was introduced to a business that we're gonna introduce you today, and it wasn't something I was really excited about then. And the people that they were presenting that day, well, it was kind of like a turn off for me. But I was like, you know what, let me just listen. And they were sharing so many stories that they actually made me think, like, this is too good to be true. But one thing that they shared is the fact that you can start the business with low startup capital. And because of that, I said, let me just try. But because I was told, you can be able to start a business part-time. So I'm telling you the same thing, that we're going to talk about business, but you can be able to start the business part-time. In fact, our main presenter today that is going to follow up after me, she is working a full-time job and still building the business. Right now, she's building the business in different countries, and she's a Zimbabwean just like you. And so I will tell you that another reason why I decided to say yes, regardless, is because I was told, Vera, we can give you the support. And so if you're there and you're looking at me and you're going to listen to the end, I'm going to ask you to listen to the end. And you're thinking, I've never done any business. I'm challenged. I don't have time. I don't have this and that. I will tell you, you are the right place, because whatever you'll be going through, whatever you'll be asking yourself, whatever questions you'll be having, we also had the same questions. I started the business 4 months later. I was already at a level where right now you're making about $2,500 in 4 months, guys, in 4 months. And so I know, and I was very doubtful. I was so very skeptical, but I said, you know what? If they're doing it, let me give it my all. And so I've been a global business coach for over a decade right now. And as young as I am, guys, I'm young, I'm 37 right now, and running teams in different, it's just exciting. It is just exciting that, below 40 and you can be able to be doing amazing things. We have got amazing leaders that we are building the business together. And so I will tell you guys, you are here because our stories will be able to show you your own potential. We'll be able to show you that, you know what, you can do it. All these people that we are building the business in all these countries, we have got people from different backgrounds, different, we have got lawyers, doctors, we have got lecturers, we have got, biochemists, we have got scientists, we have got students, we have got stay-at-home moms, we have got people that don't even have any education. Everybody is in our community. So these are the countries that we are in. Yesterday, someone actually recruited someone from Jamaica. So, let's see how that goes. And then probably can be able to add it up on this list. But so far, because of social media, because of technology, we have been able to inspire each other globally. And right now we're expanding in about 13 countries. Now, why am I showing you this? Is because I'm showing you that don't look at this number. We are so many of us. Today we're speaking to you, but I will tell you, whatever you are, you can be able to also make an impact to anybody around the world. And the next speaker is going to show you exactly how you can be able to do it. Our mission as a team is to show you, to coach you, and to support you, okay? Everybody, to be able to start a business and build a business from scratch. Everybody started from scratch. And as I said, you can start with a lot of startup capital on your part-time without, quitting your current careers or whatever commitments that you have right now, with the aim of helping each other to start achieving short-term goals. And one of the goals is we need people to be able to pay off debts. Because I tell you, with debts, I've been to Namibia quite a number of times. It's actually my third home. And I will tell you, there's so many people that are actually, even suiciding because they're loaded in debts. So I know debt can be very hectic. And so the very first goal that you can be able to create for yourself, whatever goal that is, but include pay your debts, because if you're going to be part of our community, then this is our mission. But one other thing that is very important for so many people is that we want to help people to be able to pay for education funds. You know why? Because if we're working with you as a mom, and you're struggling with school fees, then we want you to have peace of mind when you know that your school fees for your kids is catered for. If you're a student and your parents are the one that are paying school fees for you, and maybe they don't have much to give you, then you can actually be able to start a business for yourself and be able to pay for yourself and remove the load from your parents. And the reason, if we can be able to help each other into education, it means if you're working with a woman, you're working with a dad that has got kids. Maybe they've always wanted to take their kids to a better school. As a mom, I've got 3 kids, I will tell you. I mean, I told myself that I don't want my kids to start where I started. And so education is very key. And we want to help people to be able to do that and to give their kids or themselves the best. Okay. And on top of that, we want people to travel. I love traveling. I travel a lot. And if there's one that I do, or rather I want to share, and we've been able to do that, and the next speaker will show you that, is the global travels. We have had people traveling a lot. I remember in 2014, personally, myself and my husband, we traveled in 14 countries in 1 year. In 2015, we did 15 countries. We've been to the US 7 times. We've been to so many places, Singapore, Bali, all these amazing places. But I will tell you, the past 4 months, we have got about, since Feb, now that'll be Feb, yeah? Since Feb to now, we have got about over 20, probably 25 people that have been able to travel globally. Now tell me, do you know of any company that have been making people travel? I'm talking of a company, but ours is not a company, it's a community of people. We are doing business together, but we are supporting each other into achieving our goals. But do you know any company that has been able to make 25 people travel in another country, not come back and write reviews? No, we don't write reviews here. We just go, learn, go, have fun, and come back, So there'll be a lot of stories that will be shared today, but I'll tell you, global travel is part of you. Can you please just write global travel there? If you love traveling, guys, if you love traveling, put it there, because you are here in the right community and we're going to be traveling together. Now, that is the first three goals that we want you to achieve. In fact, the global travels, we want you to do it within 6 months of building your business. Between now and the end of the year, if you're going to put in the efforts, you can be able to do that. And we have got stories that are going to back that up. Now, with learning, great work ethic, and positive attitude, you can actually be able to achieve total financial freedom. Total financial freedom. That is our goal, and that is the reason why we're here. And we hope that you're going to find value. I don't know, as I said, I don't know what you're going through right now in your life, but most likely everybody needs a change. Everybody, even if your life is okay, even if you have a job that is paying you very well, guys, you don't want to be comfortable. You are always supposed to be on a mission, because you don't know. I mean, you don't know about tomorrow. Maybe you can be having a good job right now, but we have got people that lost their jobs, and you know that. And so we usually tell people, if there's a change that you need to make when you're still comfortable. Because if you're going to make a change when you're desperate, that is bad. So if you're actually right now, you're not desperate, then you need a change. But if you right now challenged, then obviously you need a change. But one change, as I said, that is going to help us and it's going to help you become more and level up is obvious to start a business. Guys, there's no anyone in this world that you know that are successful financially, I mean, because there's a different types of successes financially that has got one source of income. There's no one that you know. Even in our business is one business, but it has got different levels or different ways of paying you. It's not one way of you making the money. You understand? So there always has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 ways of making money, guys. And that is why you need a business. So this is one best solution. You can be able to do it for yourself. And God says, prepare yourself. I'm about to take you to another level. Can I hear amen? Can I see amen in the chats? If you believe that you're not here by chance, if you believe that you are called here because you can be more, can I get to see amen? I can see a lot of amens coming in. Guys, this is your time. If you're a guest, can you please write number 1? Please write number 1. Please write that amen and write number 1 if you're a guest. Write number 1 if you're a guest so that we can get to see how many guests that we have in this meeting. But I will tell you, I am excited, and I'm gonna invite our next speaker. For me, I was just opening up and just give you that assurance that you guys, we are in for a treat. And I'm to tell you that you're not here by chance. But the lady that is going to share with us the business opportunity is called Natasha Michelle. I've met this lady just randomly, guys. She was waiting for her Uber. I asked her to take pictures of me and my team, and she was gladly doing it. And then we connected, and I was like, you know what, why don't you join our business community? It took her quite some time, but she decided to do it. But currently, she's a biochemist, so she's a whole scientist. She's making good money, guys, in her salary, but she knows that whatever goal that she has is not enough. So she's currently also on her part-time, a professional networker, and she's a supervisor in the company called Forever Living Products. And she's going to share with us what our story is. She's a Zimbabwean like you, and she's going to share with you what is going to help you get really inspired, plus the stories of other people. Natasha, over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Leader Vero. Thank you so much. I'm going to quickly share my screen. Okay. So thank you so much. I'm really excited about this opportunity that I've been given tonight, because for me, it's really big, and the business means so much to me. Sometimes you meet a random person, a stranger, but you actually don't know that it's an answered prayer that you've been waiting for, all along. So as Vero has shared, my name is Natasha Michelle. I'm a qualified biologist, a biochemist by profession, specialized in pharmaceuticals and medical devices, ISO auditor. But above all else, my future plans and all my desires are within me becoming or being actually a proud forever business owner since September 2023. So I think Vero has already shared, our mission, as a business community. And I believe that is one of the most important things, when it comes to this business. And personally, I started the business because I got to understand that there's no such thing as job security. And, I always did things, by the book, go to school, come first, get the best results, get the A's, get everything, to show that you're working hard and be able to put in the effort. But it doesn't necessarily mean that is what you're going to get out of life. Unfortunately, there's no guide, to these things. What you do does not really entail to say that, okay, if you're going to get a job, then that's automatically going to mean you're going to get, a higher salary because of the grades that you came in with or how hard you work. Even if you do work hard, even in my company right now, I'm one of the people they actually recognize to say, okay, Natasha really works hard and she puts in the effort. But still, when it comes to reviewing of salaries, that's once a year. Now think about it, to say 12 months and you're only getting paid 12 times that month. And then, one thing that I analyzed was the fact that, yes, everyone around me, including myself, is well paid. But when I started, comparing with the incomes in Forever, I absolutely understood the fact why they say that you need to have more than one income, right? And one thing that for example, what Vero shared, I'm from Zimbabwe. And one thing that I know is that like when it comes to job security, that is like really number one. Secondly, even if you do have a job, let's say, even if you're in Zimbabwe, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to earn enough, right? Then number three, a lot of Zimbabweans are in different countries, you know, and sometimes, you know, well, before you even leave the country, you're looking at your salary and you're thinking, okay, this is a lot, because you're looking at your cost of living at that particular time. But after you actually migrate, you actually then come to realize that, okay, this is not going to be enough to look after myself, my expenses, and also look after my family, right? So this is one thing that I would really want, you know, to share with you guys tonight. So I understand that we are all from different countries, and most of the things that I'm going to share, they actually speak to us as Africans, right? They speak to all of that. So, you know, Vera has already shared to say that what is it that matters to you the most? Why are you here? You know, because that is the most important thing. You are here for yourself. I want you to be selfish for the next 45 minutes. Think about yourself. Think about your family. Don't think about the person that invited you. Don't think about how you saw this ad. Because I mean, to be honest, especially if you're invited by me or Vero, that means you saw an ad on Facebook. And there's billions and billions of people on Facebook, and yet you are here tonight. So that is absolutely amazing. For me, I would even say that that is by divine appointment that you are here. So pay attention, look into it, look at the figures, ask yourself to say, do you see a change in what we are going to be sharing today? So what matters most to you? What is it that you want, you know, to get out of this business? What made you say, I need to start a business, or I need extra income? So I would love for you to just ask yourself, what would you want your family, your health, you know, to look like in the next 5 to 10 years? And this is not a very long time, you know, especially when it comes to things like savings, investments. And one thing that I'll even speak about here is that, for one thing that I know is that in Zimbabwe, it's very difficult for you to have any savings or investments because of the economy, the banking system that is there.
Sorry,
But in
Natasha,
this business that we're going to be, yes, can you hear me?
I don't see your slides.
Okay, let me reshare.
Or unless if I'm making a mistake, yeah. Okay. I don't see your slides.
Can you see my screen now?
Yeah. Okay, I'm seeing your
Oh,
screen.
Lita Gwen says she can see. Okay.
Oh yeah, I can see then. Now I can see. Perfect.
Okay. So we also need to look at the lives that you want to impact. You know, so I know that, for example, for me, when I started the business, I just needed an extra 200 US dollars. That time it was about 3,000 rands, because I felt like, you know what, we know sometimes you're employed and there's nothing wrong with that. But then by, you know, the 15th, we even call it Mampara week, because there's nothing left, you know. If you run out of electricity, you don't have money to top up because the budget is already exhausted. And, you know, I even thought, you know, that maybe I need to consult and download all of these budgeting apps. But one thing that I realized is that if you see that your expenses are not enough according to the lifestyle that you're looking for, that means you need to increase your income. Budgeting will never change anything. So you need to look at, to say, what is it that you want, monthly, annual investments, you know. And one thing that I've realized is that the choices that we make are what makes all the difference. So it's not about the big choices in life, but it is about the choices that you make on a daily basis that actually result in the outcome that you're going to see. I think you heard when Vera was sharing to say that right now we are in July. By now, you should have at least, you know, achieved 50% of your goals and objectives. So you can just write in the comment section to say, you know, if you're saying that, okay, I'm still not yet there, you know, when it comes to 50% of my goals and objectives. And if you're not, then I'm speaking to you tonight. So the world is changing. We're in a place where everything is global, you know, everything is on the internet. And this is because the era has changed. COVID showed that, you know, the days of a traditional business are over, where you go and you open a store, you have to open it, you know, unlock it in the morning, lock it up when you leave, and then do physical stock takes and all of those things. Because whenever COVID actually opened people's eyes in such a way that nowadays when someone is looking for anything, they actually go online first to check where they can be able to find it before they physically go out. So nowadays, when you're looking at starting a business, that means you definitely have to be online. And if you're also having a business opportunity that can be able to allow you to serve the whole globe, then why not? Because that means you're not just getting money from your community. And for us, especially here in Southern Africa, that is very important, because we have a lot of things that happen, you know, when it comes to currency wise. Some of the currencies are weak. You know, for Zim, it's even, you know, a different situation altogether. the currency cut doesn't work in other countries, right? So in that case, you need to make sure that you are diversifying your funds. One thing that I remember is that when I was young, a lot of businesses lost a lot of money because of what was called dollarization, where they woke up and the government decided to say, we want to cancel all debts, we want to cancel everything, and everybody's account was on zero, right? So these are some of the things that are there. These are some of the things, the risks that to say that if I'm just going to put all my eggs in one basket, then that is going to be a problem. But in this case, Forever gives you, an opportunity for you to actually have a global business. For me, this is one thing that I realized, that it doesn't even take so long, because as long as you've got access to social media, how much time are you spending on social media? Like how much time do you spend on your phone, and how much are you making from it every single day? We are on social media. We are actually contributing to some people that are making an income out of it. So why not use that as well to be a vehicle that actually gives you extra income? So I'm very proud to be part of Team Unstoppable Global. And, this is a business community that has really changed my life, because most of the time, you start a business and you fail. I have done other businesses and I failed, but it wasn't because I didn't even know what I was doing, but it's also because I didn't have the right support. I didn't have people to hold my hand and share with me strategies. Every single day, in Unstoppable Global, we are celebrating someone that has achieved something. So the business we're sharing with you today is Forever Living Products. It is not a new business, especially in Zimbabwe, because it's been there for a very long time. But however, the business has changed. There's so many things, that have changed. Technology has also come with so many advantages. For example, the global aspect of the business, the fact that you're able to serve all the other countries, you're able to earn in euros, in pounds. How many of us even have relatives that we know that are in the UK, in Germany, everywhere? But you are able to actually make an income with all of that. So I want you to visualize it, to say that, okay, I have this business, I'm going to serve in my community. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm going to serve in my community, but I'm also going to earn in US dollars, in rands, in euros, in pounds, whatever it is, and very already said that the same God who gave you the business idea will give you the clients. And that is absolutely what happens here. So this is one of my business partners and accountability partner. Her name is Susan Machiri. She's from Zimbabwe. And, one thing that she said to me is that I want to be that better orphan. I want to be an example that shows that whether you've got parents or not, you can still make it. And she decided to start her business. And this is one person where, she got to hear about the business, and immediately she said, I'm going to sign. I want to start my business today, because she did the calculations. She saw the figures, and she saw that she could be able to achieve the goals that she had, the goals and objectives that she had in her life. Right. And from that, right now, she's actually what we call a supervisor in the business. You get to understand this shortly. And as a supervisor, this is at the second level, just after the entry level that you will be starting at. She actually managed to purchase this car for 154,000 cash. That's about 8,000 US dollars. So that's a lot of money, for someone to be able to say, I'm going to be able to afford to do that. And she also then decided to purchase her iPhone same week. So if someone else can be able to achieve this, then that means also you can do it. And these are people that you have access to, that are going to train you, that are going to help you, that are going to guide you. So the only reason why, you need to be able, the only thing that you need to think about is to say, why do I need a business? What do I need to achieve? As long as you have an answer to that question, then you will be told how to be able to achieve what you're looking for, right? So for me, I really love also sharing about this guy. And the reason why I'm sharing about him, his name is Dama Dustin, is because he reminds me of myself. So I come from a very poor background. My mother passed away when I was still a child. And from that, I started being a helper, selling tomatoes on the street to take myself to school. But one thing that I always felt like was the fact that already that was a limitation of my mindset, because everything that I saw was the small achievements that were around me. And one thing that I love about this gentleman, his name is Dama Dustin, he's from Tanzania. He comes from a rural-based background, but one thing that he understood, he used to be a driver, is the fact that, when he found out about this business opportunity, he said, let me give it a try, right? So it's not about having all the answers, it's about taking that risk for yourself. And he decided to brand himself as a weight loss guy. And now when he actually retails what we call C9, it's a weight loss box on Instagram. And I was on his Instagram page the other day, and I like the way some people even refer to him as the weight loss guy, because he has branded himself so much to the extent that when someone thinks weight loss, they think Dama Dustin, right? And I just want you to visualize this box here, the C9, has a profit of almost 1,000 rands. That's about $85. So if there's any other business that you can be able to say, that I'm in the right business, it is this one. Because COVID has made it a reality that we all need to manage our weight. That's number one, which is currently, contributing 586 billion, of funds, income. That is the amount of money that people are spending to lose weight. When you go on TikTok, go on Facebook, everybody is trying to lose weight. Some people are doing liposuctions, all these other body reconstruction, but come to think of it, not everyone is going to be able to afford to go to Turkey. So you can have that organic and healthy solution to offer somebody to say, you know what, I have some health supplements that you can be able to use to make sure that your body goes back to its original state and healthy, state. So for me, for someone that is coming from the pharmaceutical background, I know that that is one pivotal area in life that you can ever be part of. We can't all be doctors, but in this case, you actually have a solution that even some doctors are recommending right now, right? So you find that I'm sharing this business with you not to say that you're just going to do forever. That's not what I'm saying. It might not be, your dream business. You might not have, joined this business presentation saying, I hope it's forever. But here we are. We're talking about it. We're talking about the potential that it has. So Dama Dustin decided to say that he wanted to open, 2 barbershops in his hometown using the income from forever. And this is what he managed to do. Right. And he moved from being someone that was employed by somebody else to actually employ 10 Tanzanian youth. So, this is where I talk about mindset. It's about where you see yourself. When you think about yourself, the child in you, where do you see yourself going? Where do you see, what do you see yourself achieving? Because one thing I always say is that your goals are important. There's no way you would have those goals in your mind if they were not meant for you. So you find that in this case, this is Dama Dustin here, traveling the world. And I don't think at some point he even, thought that this would be a reality. But guess what? Like we said, you are here because God wanted you to be here. He was in a meeting, same like you. And what he did was to make a choice, to say, let me give it a try. He gave it a try and his life turned around completely. This is Veronica Kundia. She was speaking just before me. She's a computer science engineer by profession. So for anyone that knows about that program, it's a program where one would say, oh, actually, those are one of the most well-paid, especially right now in the era that we're in. But she decided to say that, I'm going to do this business. And the business was introduced to her while she was still in university, right? And now she's actually, a mom of 3. And she's a full-time stay-at-home mom who actually is making so many strides financially, income-wise. I can't even mention because it's a lot. But it's amazing because by the time she even graduated, she was earning 7 to 8 times what her other colleagues from school were actually getting paid. Plus, anyway, what is the guarantee? It's not everybody that actually gets to be able to get a job that is going to pay so much. And one thing that I love also about this business is the fact that you get to travel. Traveling is very important because remember I spoke about mindset. I grew up from an area called Makokoba, like where everything that you see is that, even tiles were something that we were not used to. So because you don't see that in your mind, you just say, I just want something that is better because that is what you're seeing next door. So when you actually get to move out of your country and be able to travel to other places, it opens up your mind. It gives you ideas, it gives you opportunities, and you actually get to live. This is one thing I always say, that we only have one life. And this is not meant to be a life of limitations, a life where you say, how many times do we write in our goals and objectives that I would want to go on holiday? And when, and does it happen? So gone are the days, where you can be able to say, what, as long as I manage to survive throughout the year, this is an opportunity that gives you, the finances that you're looking for and a lifestyle as well that is going to be good for you to be able to refresh your mind, for you to be able to actually, travel with your family, and in forever you travel with whoever you want to travel with. So in this case, you might be asking yourself to say, is it safe to work with us? And I'll say absolutely yes. There are so many, reasons why it is safe to work with Forever Living. And this is one of the, the things that I did. I'm very good, when it comes to things like research and looking at market research, looking at statistics when it comes to a company. And the number one reason why it is safe to work with Forever Living is because it has been around for over 46 years. Right? It's even older than myself. It's been there before us. It will be there after us. And that is one of the number one reasons. Secondly, by virtue of it being actually a generational business that has been, moving from one generation to the next, it's actually willable as well, which means that you are able to work on your business, create an income for yourself and for your family after you as well, right? And that is something that there's no other opportunity that gives us this option, because even sometimes we go to school, you get your PhDs, you get everything. That is something that your children will never inherit, right? We are so used to this thing whereby people come at funerals, they collect everything because this is my sister's belongs, this is my brother's. But this is something that people can't take away from your children, and you are guaranteed that if you are making maybe 100,000, your children are starting from where you left off, right? They can only grow it even further. So also, because this business is in the health and wellness sector, that means you can never say that you're running out of customers or anything, because you don't even need to be saying that I'm creating a customer base for myself, because the customer base is there. Health is a need, it's not a want. Most of the time, before I even started this business, I used to use the products, and I had to. It was not a choice. I had to, because one, I'm very short. At the time I was about 27. I was now overweight, and I was buying the product, but I didn't even know that I was going to be in the business. So it's a need. It's not about to say that, do they want to or not want to. This is an option that you're actually giving other people to be able to make sure that they're actually healthy and they get to live a better life in a better, condition. So the business is also based in USA. So you find that everything in our system is in US dollars. It would definitely then be converted, to the currency of your account that you have shared with Forever. So the company is also privately owned. That means it's also debt-free. And above all else, it is in over 160 countries. This means that if you say tonight, Natasha, I want to start my business tomorrow, I want to be global, I want the following 10 countries, for me to be able to franchise myself into all of those countries, you can do that, right? And one of the most amazing things that I realized was the fact that from my background, one thing that I knew is that when a family comes and they buy tomatoes today, you're not going to see them for the rest of the week. And those are that if there's 5 customers in your community that are coming to buy those tomatoes from you, then that is it. But in Forever, because there's 160 countries, it doesn't, anybody is a customer. The other day I was sharing the fact that I was on TikTok and I was live and I was talking about health, women's health and the struggles that we go through as women, sometimes with hormonal imbalances and all these other things. And the next thing, I received a notification that someone from Malaysia had purchased from me. That is through the website as well that you can get once you start your business. So there's so many advantages, and this is something that one can't easily do from a traditional business. It is so easy to say, I'll come up with my own idea, I'm going to go global. Yes, you can. But how long is it going to take you? How much money and capital are you going to need for you to be able to move stock and the logistics that are going to be included? With Forever, you don't even need any of that. All you need is to actually just share about the products, share about the business, and then the next thing, someone can be able to connect with you, because Forever doesn't, advertise their business or their products on their own. So you might be asking yourself, what do we do to earn money in this business? So we do 4 things, right? So we use the products. This is where you become your own best customer. So I want you to think about it, because you're not coming here just to be a distributor. You're coming to be a business owner. So even when you start your business, it's going to say that, this is Sarah's business, this is Esther, this is whoever's business. It's not going to say Forever Living with, with Esther, or it's your business. It's how you decide to do your business. So that means you need to understand your products, right? So I'm not saying that you need to try everything, but at least try the fast, or the well-known products, for you to have a personal experience, for you to be able to say that, this is what I'm doing and this is how, my products get to work. So one other thing is the fact that, we also share the products. This is where you then say that, this is where you're able to say, I'm just seeing a message from Leader Vero. Okay, so you need to make sure that, this is where you share. Say, this has been my experience, when it comes to the products that I've used. This is what I'm doing, and this is something that is very easy. For me, everybody at work was saying to me, Natasha, how are you losing weight? And then I'm like, this is what I'm using. It's as easy as that. Nowadays, we've got social media. right? So from that, you are able to develop a customer base of 20 to 30 people. And from that, you're also, there's another reason that I actually found is the fact that this is already a business that has been around for over 45 years. There are a lot of people I've met that will tell you that they've either used the products or they've seen their parents use the products. It's a brand that's already known. You don't need to create the trust yourself. So from that, you're building a team. This is where you're talking to people about the opportunity. So if you're saying to me, Natasha, I just want to make an extra 10,000, an extra 20,000, yeah, it's fine. You can just decide to share the products. But if you are here and you're saying, you know what, I want to be able, to get into, other adventures in business. I want to be able to create a capital for myself. I want to grow into other countries. I want to earn in all currencies. In that case, then now this is where you're sharing the business opportunity. How many people do you know that would really benefit from an extra income? How many people do you know, right? So in this case, one thing that I did was that most of my friends, I would say, you know what, I gave you, loaned you money last month, this month. Now let's talk about business, for you to be able to know exactly how to make your own money. Because this is one thing that I always say as adults, it's very easy for you to say that, okay, I'm going to ask someone for help, but for how long are you going to do that? Everybody has got responsibilities. Everybody has got certain things that they're trying to prioritize for themselves, right? So this is where you're now also then sharing the business with other people. From that, we coach your team, right? So you might say to me, I've got someone from Bulawayo that started the business today, and the next day she actually had another team member that started. Obviously, the both of them did not know much about the business at that point. But what do? We coach you and whoever it is that decides to partner up with you until you say, I am ready to be independent, and this is the support that is there. This is the support whereby, as long as you can say, this is what I want to achieve, you will definitely get the support, and you will definitely get the strategy of how you need, how to implement and be able to achieve that. So there's no need to reinvent the wheel. So in this case, once you start your business, our Forever Living Products, marketing plan is going to recognize you as an assistant supervisor. This is a title in the system that is going to actually guarantee you 30% profit in everything that you do. It doesn't matter whether you're doing it from Zimbabwe, from South Africa, Namibia, you are getting 30% profit, right, globally. So even if, for example, let's say you're in Africa, you make a sale in the UK, then the UK branch is going to send you 30% of that money to you as profit, right? So this is where you're making 30% profit, and 30% is a lot, guys. When it comes to, a business, it's very difficult for any business to make double-digit profits. And here we're starting from 30%. So you find that, for example, you purchase your stock, and that stock gives you back your capital. So this is why, Vero was saying that she was told that you're going to start with the low startup capital, which is very true. And on top of that, you're actually not losing that money. That money comes back to you. I got back my capital within the first 2 weeks with interest, right? So how you actually operate the business from there, it means there's no risk. We are not, introducing a business to you that is a risky, investment for yourself. This is where you are actually just choosing to say, let me try, give myself, a chance to be able to say, if other people can achieve it, then so can I. So from this, as an assistant supervisor, if you decide to say you want to start sharing the business, you will also get paid for that. This is where Forever says, thank you so much, for sharing the business, for referring someone into the business, and you get paid 1,600 rands. That's about 85 to 100 US dollars, depending on the rate, right? So, I mean, how many times do we share, especially to say, okay, there's a movie that is there, and it's really good. Nowadays, everybody's talking about Sarah Jakes Roberts that is coming down. You are referring people. You are actually filling up the auditorium for her. But are you getting paid for that? Are you getting a referral? I don't know, thank you for that. No, we're not. Most of the time, someone says, I like your hair. Where did you do your hair? And then you actually tell them, but the hairdresser, if there's actually just a good person, they'll send you a text and say, thank you so much, the customer came through. But they're not going to say the customer paid $100, so I'm going to send you $10, right? So in this case, Forever shares all profits, you know, with you. So from assistant supervisor, you then be able to move to supervisor. This is, you know, as you develop within the business, you know, it can normally take you 6 to 8 weeks, and that means you've already moved to supervisor. And as you're growing your business and as you're sharing the business with other people as well, at supervisor, you start making 38% profit. And I believe that 38% is a lot. All right. And, you know, when I moved from assistant supervisor to supervisor, I really felt, you know, the 8% difference. So on average, a supervisor makes a, you know, a minimum plus or minus of $578, which is about 10,000, you know, 800 rands plus or minus. So it doesn't mean that, you know, this is fixed. This is going to be, you can make more depending on how you are planning your business. This is just an average that we've looked at a large scale, you know, number of people as well. So I'm going to invite one of the supervisors in the business. Her name is Heather, to just briefly share her story with us. Heather, I don't know if you can unmute yourself.
All right. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak, my leader. My name is Heather. I'm an accountant by profession. And, you know, as we come from Zim, you know, we are always taught you need to study hard and then you're going to, you know, have a good degree, you're going to get a good job and life is going to be all okay. So I did study quite a bit in the accounting and in the law field. But, you know, due to our economy in Zim, I had to move to SA. I struggled to get a job. And when I did find a job, you know, it was not paying as well as I would have expected it to. One, because I was in a foreign land, and also because, you know, it was an entry-level job. So when I started Forever, for me, it was about my health. In 2015, I was diagnosed with mitral valve prolapse, which is a heart condition that was causing me to be in and out of hospital a lot. So I started the business because I wanted to use the products. Then when I started to use the products, I actually started to see a difference. And then that is what sold me into, you know, let me actually take this as something that I can share with other people. So for me, Forever was not just about I'm looking for extra income. It was more of I had a health condition that I was suffering with, and I thought my life was over. But now I had a solution, and I had to also think of other people that were in the same situation that I was in, struggling to find a solution. So it became an opportunity for me to then start sharing my experience while helping other people. And then once I started doing that, I realized that there was actually an opportunity for me to get more. So I have always seen myself as, you know, an office corporate girl. You know, I was not interested in selling. It looked like something that I would not be able to do. But if you are in this meeting, I would just like to encourage you to say selling might not be for you. You might feel like, no, I don't want to be, you know, aloe vera for the rest of my life. But when you are looking at this opportunity, look beyond the products that you see today. Because sometimes you have a dream, there's something that you want to achieve. But as we all know, everything that you want to start, it needs capital. I had a dream of starting my own accounting firm. I did not have the capital because with traditional businesses, you need to put out a lot of money. You need offices, you need employees, you need equipment, and all of that requires income. And in a country like Zimbabwe, sometimes it's not easy to get the funding that you need for what you need to do. Or if you are in a foreign country like myself, I'm staying in South Africa, and because you're not a citizen, sometimes it's also difficult to get access to funding. So I ran with Forever as an opportunity for me to actually raise capital for the things that I wanted to do, but I could not afford to do just from my full-time salary. So with Forever, I was able to then, you know, take the money that I earned in the first few months of my business. I was saving up. As Natasha mentioned, I'm a supervisor in the marketing plan. So within the first 4 months, I was then able to purchase a small car for myself so that I could be running around doing errands. And then I managed to save 40,000 from, the retail and the commission. Then I purchased my car. Then my next dream was I need to start the accounting firm. And it took me another 8 months. I pushed my retail, I pushed my sales, and then I was able to open my own offices for the accounting firm. And then my next goal was I need to get property. And for property, you need income for the deposit and all of that. So Forever has actually become a vehicle for me to then achieve all the other goals that I had, because you just put a target. You put it in rent value. How much is it that I want for me to start this? And then you work towards that. Everything that we do in this business is effort-based. And one thing I loved about this opportunity is, from my background, I knew nothing about health. I knew nothing about supplements and retail, but you do actually get the coaching and support that you need to learn the business, to learn how to succeed. You get to learn the skills that you need and you can apply them. There are some things that I've learned in Forever that I can still apply in other areas of my life. So there is that element of personal development. The last thing that I would say has been very impactful for me is the time freedom. Because when I was working full time, I struggled a lot because I was working very hectic hours. I'm in the office very early in the morning and I come back home very late in the evening. Being in Forever gives me the opportunity to manage my time, especially for me with health conditions. Like today, I was not feeling well, especially when it's winter. I'm always on supplements and I'm always getting sick. And when I was in full-time employment, today you take sick leave, tomorrow you're sick again, already your employer starts to question. So there are days I had to force myself to wake up and go to work. But when I'm running my Forever business, I can decide to say, today I'm not feeling well. I can work from anywhere. Like today I was working from the house. All I had to do was make a few calls, go on my social media. So you have that flexibility of being able to set your own time, set your own timetables, set where you want to work from. And just recently, we were able to upgrade our offices, purchase, we've started our property portfolio at the age of 28. So if you are in this meeting as well, and you have dreams that you had, written off thinking that you cannot achieve, I would encourage you to, take a better look at this and look beyond just the products and the Forever that you know, and think, what can I use this opportunity to do in my community, in my life, in my family? Because there is more to Forever than just the yellow bottle that we know. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Over to you, my leader.
Wow, wow, wow. That was so inspiring. I don't know if everyone else is inspired as much as I am, and I love the fact that she said there's more to Forever. It's not just about the yellow bottle. Definitely, I'm sure at this stage you understand, that it's not just about the bottle. There's so many strategies that come into play that enable us to be able to achieve all of these things. As you can see, this is either in Dubai, in Walvis Bay, Namibia, and recently in April, she was in India as well. And, these are some of the, the benefits that come with being in the business, that she's now able to travel and, do all the things that she's always wanted to do, together with the flexibility of her time. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing about your journey. I actually had a second slide with everything for you as well. So from supervisor, you find that you're able to develop your business to assistant manager. Normally, this is, just a passover step on your way to manager. Manager is the goal. This is where, from assistant manager, you're earning about 17,000, and then, a 43% profit margin. And then as well as now, as you're growing your business, you're growing to manager level and you actually start making over 48%. Right? So this is where I want you to then look at the figures, right? Because most of the time, we always say, you know what, I'm going to work hard, I'll get a promotion, I'm going to get, to get to a level where I'm going to be getting paid more. But my question is, after how long? And this is the question that I had for myself as well, right? Because in this case, when it comes to forever, how fast you grow within the marketing plan of forever, how fast you grow into other countries depends on you implementing the strategies that we're going to share with you, right? So in this case, you can decide to say, okay, I want to have a 4-month plan to get to manager, 6 months or 12 months, it doesn't matter, right? As you saw, Heather is already achieving all of these things at supervisor level. So even if you decide to say, I want to take 6 months, but at the end of the day, at that particular point at manager level, you're making over $2,300. So most of the time, this is where, in the workplace, you find that people are getting paid this money, they're at manager level. And how long would it take for you to actually be then promoted to that level? This is a question I had to ask myself, to say, in this case, if my management level in the workplace has been around for over 17 years, that means there's someone who's been waiting to be promoted for all those years, right? And I didn't have that time. For me, I understood the fact that already with whatever income that you have, whatever it is that you're doing in your life, an additional $2,300, would that make a difference, in your life? Would that make it easier for you to be able to actually achieve certain things that you're looking for? For me, the answer was definitely yes, because this is not money that someone can just give you, from nowhere. But I understood the fact that this is actually something that can really, change my life, change your life, completely. So you find that, for example, once you become a manager, you've gone through the coaching, the training, you know exactly how to become a manager. So Forever is a business of love. And this is one thing that I love, because remember, I spoke about making an impact, right? So it's not just about the money that you're making for yourself. It's also about changing other people's lives, and for one person that you change, you're actually impacting that whole family, which is something that I personally think that it's really great, and Forever then comes through with what we call leadership income. This is where you are now a manager. You know how to develop other people to become managers. In that case, then Forever will also then thank you with the leadership income that is going to be added to that, which is another additional 1,700. So this is where, sometimes you see people saying, I'm earning 7,000, 8,000, 10,000. Someone shared, on Saturday that they got paid in June, $11,000. This is how that, income comes by. So there's so many strategies that are there when it comes to, producing managers. There are so many managers in the team. We've got so many, and, manager is not just the end. We also have what we call ego managers, and senior ego managers. These are people that are making, double the income that a manager is making. So remember, keep in mind, I said a manager makes about 2,300 on average. This is effort-based, right? 2,300 plus or minus, it can even be way more than that. So at ego manager, you're making double all of that. And even when it comes to the trips, it's also double all of that as well. So some of the faces that you've already seen, this is Veronica and her husband. This is Gwen. She's going to be sharing about the business, about her story in a few minutes. And, there's also Mariana, Selma, and these are people that are already, like one thing that I always say, this is a business where ordinary people get to achieve extraordinary results. Mariana is a nurse by profession, and she's managed to achieve all of this in her business. This shows you that we are saying you don't have to let go of your current commitments. You can still be able to make it in the business with whatever commitments that you have. The business allows you to work around your time. Like right now, I think this next tomorrow we have on Wednesday we have a meeting for Canada, as well as on Saturday and all these other countries. That means you are able to say that if you want to even work in the evening, there is somewhere else that you can be able to serve. So from Eco managers, we have senior managers, soaring managers, sapphire manager. This is someone that has personally produced 9 managers. And Veronica was amongst us. She's actually a sapphire manager. A sapphire manager makes on average of 3.5 million rands a year. And remember, I said she's a full-time stay-at-home mom. So, as a parent, this is one thing that I feel, I'm really passionate about. If you're a parent or you want to be a parent in the future, then this is a decision that you need to make, not just for yourself, but for your family as well. Because remember, whatever decisions that you make now have an impact on your family as well. So many of us say, I come from a poor background. Are you also willing, for your family, for your kids to say in the future, I come from a poor background, referring to you? So this is the reason why I said the choices that we make each and every single day have an impact on the outcome of how this year 2024 is going to end for you. You know, if you've been making the same decisions, you know, for the past 6 months and they didn't change anything, then that means it's time to do a self-introspection, time to change course and try something else as well, you know, and be able to know that, okay, if this plan has not yet worked for the past 6 months, then that means I need to make a shift in my thinking. Right? So once you become a manager, Forever says you need to drive. And this is where, you know, Forever starts offering you, in this case, they give you actually over, you know, a space of 3 years, you know, $400 per month or $600 per month or $800 per month, right? For you to purchase a car. So if you are in a country where you're able to purchase a car on credit and make monthly installments, this is definitely going to benefit you as well. And then if you're not, that is also okay, because in this case, the income comes into your account. So you decide what it is that you want to do with that money. So you can decide to say, you know, I want to use that money, you know, maybe to clear my debts, or I want to get a property, or I want to put it towards my educational fund for yourself or for your children, whatever it is that you decide to do. Plus also, you know, one of the things that I love in this business, like Heather said, there's a lot of personal development. I got to learn how to manage my finances in Forever. That means, you know, especially if you're making over 40,000 rands per month, you're going to be able to actually manage that income for you to be able to even make purchases cash, right? So I think that is really also important. But this is now another stream of income that you can get in Forever. So in level 1, that means you're getting about 240,000 rands, you know, over 3 years, 362,000, actually almost 363,000 for level 2, and then level 3, 483,000. So of course, the cars are going to be luxurious, right? So you find that in this case, as you can see, all the vehicles that are here, you know, and this is one gentleman, his name is Mr. Mbata. He actually inherited the business from his wife, and, you know, he managed to purchase that car. So this is why I'm saying that, you know, whatever decisions that you make now actually have an impact on your family. As you can see here at the bottom with the Range Rover, where a child is holding the yellow bottle, all these people are acknowledging the fact that, you know, this is the business, and, you know, this is the product that has enabled them to be able to achieve these things. And you will requalify, you know, for your car plan, you know, as you grow your business as well. So it doesn't mean that you continuously purchase cars. You can get into the property portfolio, which is very encouraged. You know, in this case, you can decide to get an apartment or actually use it to build. A lot of the people in Zimbabwe, and they're using this business, in this case, you put a deposit, you buy land, and then you start using this income as well to be able to build. And whatever income that you're getting from Forever, you can then build on a monthly basis, you know. And I'm really, really excited because in this case here, this is Vero. She was here just now, and she managed to purchase this car for 1.4 million rands cash at the age of 28. So I believe, you know, that is something that one can be able to do. So now this is now another stream of income. So remember, we spoke about multiple streams of income. I've already shared with you about retail profit. I've shared with you about bonuses from Forever. I've shared with you about referral bonuses. I've shared with you about the car plan, where you're able to get money on a monthly basis. I've shared with you leadership income. Now I'm sharing with you about what we call a chairman's bonus check. This is similar to your 13th check at work, you know, if you do get it, whereby, you know, you get a double salary in December or January, whenever, you know, the financial year ends. So in this case, Forever says, above everything that you have been doing, we are going to, you know, share the profits that we have made with you. So I'm not going to go into detail with these three because they've been in the business for a while. I want to give you more realistic figures for someone that has just started. This is Kumo. Her name is Kumo Mwase, and, you know, this is 7,000, 12,000, 7,000, 8,000. I think, is this not, you know, is this not good money for one to receive as a bonus? You know, I honestly haven't seen any other, you know, opportunity or business that offers you as well to be able to get profits on a monthly basis. You're collecting everything. And remember, the bonuses that you're getting from Forever, this is according to the activities that you've done. Your profit from retailing can easily be the cash that you actually collected for yourself in your pocket, right? And then on top of that, you actually get a bonus as well for the activities that you've done, which I think is really amazing. You know, so there's also global travel in this business. Global travel, we've got Ego Managers Retreats, you know, and one thing that I would love to say, it's not about when you start the business, it's about what you decide to do when you start the business. So, for example, this is Mariana from Namibia. She started a business, and in just 7 months, she was an Ego Manager. So she's one of the people that she's already number 23 in Southern Africa, you know, and she traveled with her mom, which is something that, you know, she always wanted to do, and forever allows you to even travel with your children. So imagine the impact that you can be able to make for your family, you know, and your kids, you know, to be able to take them on trips like this. So this slide, the reason why I put it here is because one thing that I know is that in Southern Africa, a lot of people believe that selling is for the poor. And I say it is definitely not, because there's nobody on this slide that I'm showing you right now who looks poor, and there's no one poor. You know, so this is where someone says, you know, this thing of selling, people are going to perceive me in a certain way, people are going to look at me in a certain way. I will tell you, when I started my business, you know, a lot of people, even family, friends, they were like, why would you start a business selling? You know, when you went to school, you're a graduate, you're doing everything, so why would you start selling? But one thing that I knew was the fact that I was in a presentation that you are in right now. And I saw the figures that I knew that my job will never give me. Even if it does, it's going to give me years to come. And of course, that is not the lifestyle that I want for myself or for my family. So the question is today, are you seeing your goals, you know, in the, you know, the slides that we've shared with you? This is Mariana. She managed to also purchase this car, you know, as a supervisor in the business. You know, this is Abu Dhabi. You know, we travel a lot, and some of these people were in the business for just less than 4 months. You know, this is here in Dubai, you know, and it's amazing the things that you can be able to achieve. We also even have, you know, trips that are funded within the business community itself that, you know, are purchased by some of the leaders as well, to say, you know, you need to travel, you know. So these are travels that are not paid for by Forever, but by the people that you're in business with. And I think that's amazing for someone to take money from their own pocket that they've worked for and be able to say, I want to buy you an air ticket for you to be able to go to a different country and just have fun. You know, so I think that is really amazing, and that shows you the love. But we are able to do all of this because of the products that we have. You know, there's over 200 products in Forever. I'm not going to go much into the details of these products, you know, but one thing that I can say, they are all food supplements. They don't replace any pharmaceuticals. We've got, you know, personal care as well. And then we also have certain things like, you know, skincare. This is Infinite Skincare that I personally use, you know, and you are able to you know, retail all of these things. We will share with you the marketing, you know, material, so you can choose whatever niche you want to choose for yourself. You can choose to say, I want to do weight management, or I want to do skincare, I want to do women's health, I want to do whatever it is that you want to choose. This is actually Dr. Elizabeth from Tanzania, you know. So like I said, you know, these products are for everybody, you know. And how you get started in the business is you purchase your stock, and your stock is going to be able to activate you in the system. You submit your documents, and you are definitely sorted for life, right? So I know that this sounds too good to be true. Therefore, and I know you might have so many questions like, I can't sell, I can't talk to people. Heather has already addressed all of these things. You know, I always say that, you know, most of the time you find yourself saying all of these things. At that particular point, it means your why is not yet strong enough. Because at that point when I used to say this is, you know, I hadn't, you know, I just had all this mindset. I had a mindset thinking that you know, I'll make a plan, I'll get something, you know, I don't know who I thought is going to come and save me. But I got to a point where I realized that you only have you, and you have yourself. You know, you can only, you know, you are indebted to yourself to make sure that you live the lifestyle that you want. No one is going to make it a reality for you. So if you know, there's a community of people that are willing to teach you everything that you need, then there's nothing else that will then hinder you. In that case, everything else becomes an excuse. And one thing that I can say is, if you have any questions, go back to the person that invited you. Don't say, I want to go and ask my spouse or my family, because they have never done it. They are not in this business presentation. And above all else, you know, they will not have the information that you need. And misery loves company. When people, you know, sometimes even if they don't know what you're talking about, they will give you an opinion that they believe, you know, should be, you know, the answer that they should give you. So I'd love to, you know, invite Gwen Nika. She's from Zimbabwe, and I'm really so excited that she's going to be sharing her story tonight. And I know that we are beyond time, but please stay until the end, Gwen.
Wow, thank you so much, leaders, and thank you so much, guests. I'm really not gonna take much of your time. I think 3 to 5 minutes will be okay for me. because thank you so much, Natasha. You know, I just remember also when I started my business, my mentor, the first time I met her, she was actually coming to present the business opportunity to other people. And it's so much I was passing and I overheard. I said, let me also wait and hear what this lady is talking about. So if you are here as a guest and someone is actually took time to call you to actually make you to come through to this meeting, believe you me, you're actually more blessed, because myself, I was always, as a single parent of 3, I was always a mom who's always looking for something better that can actually help me to raise my 3 children. So I started also my business part-time, having challenges of money. It was my main challenge because my salary was only 1. And when it comes, it was finished within 5 days. This is a cycle in South Africa, and it's common in South Africa as well because of high cost of living. And so I was not also having enough time with my children because I actually literally didn't raise them. Just after pregnancy, 3 months, you need to go back to work, because or else you're not gonna leave. So as a single parent of 3, you'll be having all those challenges as well. So my business came and I took it. And as I was doing my business, I was also dismissed after serving 10 years. I thought maybe my job was actually gonna, you know, the 60 years that they told us that you retire. But unfortunately, I was dismissed again, and it was really becoming so hard because my job was my main source of income. And you can actually see, as we are playing the slide, I'll be just going on. This was me as I was working for Bus John with my blue and black uniform. And I could only afford to cut my hair because of challenges of money. I would know that if I cut my hair, it's going to take long period of time for it to grow. So that will help me to cut costs as well. So I had so many challenges, and I thank God for sending me a destiny helper. This is the person who has actually brought you to this session. And my wife is my children. Raising children, especially my girls, after the father actually disclosed that he has nothing to do with these children. He doesn't want them. He's not going to support them. He's not going to even provide anything. So the Lord has been so helpful to me by bringing this business opportunity. And I work very closely with God, and I'm a believer in God, because where it was hard for me, you would actually be providing. And until today, still providing. The children are going to private school in class of, I think of my girls, I'm sure that in one of the classes, 14 children, the other one is just 12. So you can see there's more relationship with the teachers as well. And I'm able to pay my school fees, covering even the OA, and they'll be soon actually going to trip. And that is something that I'm affording because of the business, since the father said he doesn't want to hear anything about them. And then also when I started my business, I just wanted, remember, extra $150, only 3,000 rand in South Africa. To me, that was God has already answered most of my prayers, because 3,000 can do so much as a single parent. But however, you learn, they'll show you how to do the 3,000. And then from there, because you're a person who has got needs, you find, now they've taught me within a week to how to make the 3,000. Okay, so meaning next week, let me double. And then you are testing waters and you see, you are able to do so until they start to grow. So they gave us the opportunity to say, work your manager. I'm sure you are having this incentive as well, to say, work your manager so that you can go to Italy. You guys will be traveling to Italy, and many people that are hearing me. So on my side, they said it was Dubai. Then I said, I've just started this business. These people I want to see this if it's gonna ever happen. I worked so hard in my business, like I was working for my company, like I was working for my boss. Actually, I reached my manager level, and I was able to travel to Dubai. So there I was in the Miracle Gardens. You can pass through the slide, the other slide leader. So I was at the Miracle Gardens, and I loved the place. I loved the travel. I loved the big aeroplane, and I'm so happy of this opportunity. And it started to open me and other people as well. We are now traveling. I'm a living testimony of that, of traveling that they were talking about. And then also one thing I like about Forever, you can see us, we are more like sitting in a class. This is personal development. So I was not able to talk. I used to fear people because at work, they didn't personally develop us. They are putting restrictions where we need to fear a boss, or you need to fear a certain color. But however, with personal development, you find that they train us, they coach us all the time, either virtual, or you are going to trained in a conference room. So there's always someone who's going to walk the journey with you. Do not fear in Forever. It's a risk-free business. And also we do team participations as well. You can see I'm always with also the team. We are learning from each other because we believe in each other. We strengthen each other. We pray together as well. So, and then I also do go out on my business. And then this is also the pictures of the trips that we did in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, actually. You can move the slide later. So, wow. I can actually say Forever Businesses actually showed me that there is actually more to life. When I started to travel, I started to be open-minded, and I can tell myself that, you know, it's God showing more and more. If Forever can do this at my 2 years of my business, it means it can bring more as well. And I'm actually busy with my visa. I'll be coming to Zimbabwe by weekend as well. So I'm going to the consulate of Italy. They are processing the visa with me and my +1. We are traveling for free, and we are the only Zimbabweans that will be traveling for free. And not that I am bragging, but it's so painful, because whenever other nations are raising their flags, and us being known, we are well educated, being known, we are hard workers, but we have this golden opportunity, like a golden diamond and lithium, whatever that you are having in Zimbabwe. So grasp this. If you cannot fight for their gold and their lithium, grasp this Forever as your gold, and let God guide you. Let the mentors and leadership guide you. You too can also travel with us as well. So this is the opportunity that I'm encouraging each and every Zimbabwean. Remember, I know others in Zimbabwe are going with passport, putting them in a mountain so that you can go to UK, whatever. I have used social media. I have built network in over I think all the cream countries that anyone can dream go. I've got a team in Germany, Canada, USA. They keep on, God is just making his own things. You know, when he start to touch your business, he starts to, you know, God can be God. He start to increase and increase. It's uncontrollable. We have got whites in my team. I've got everything that I never remember. I wanted $150. I wanted only 3,000 rand. But I cannot speak of the mercy and the grace of God and anointing of Forever Living. I cannot even tell it, or actually I would need even the whole day. So I just want to say, you know, yes, for you Zimbabweans, you've got actually a homework to catch up, because we'll be traveling to Italy, only 2 of us. Other countries, they'll be like more and more and more. And I keep on crying and crying and crying to say, God, does it mean Zimbabweans cannot see this opportunity? If you don't have political connections, come to Forever. Your name shall be known. The Lord will elevate it. The Lord will extend your territories. Whatever prayer you prayed, I saw it answered in Forever first. No any other company is going to give you this solution. So thank you so much, guys. You have given me this opportunity to actually make a call to all Zimbabwe. Thank you so much, Leader Vero. I do appreciate you. Thank you so much, Natasha. I do appreciate you. And yes, this is my incentive. I'm ready. I'm going to rock the boat for the very first time. And this one came as a dream come true, because I still remember the time of lockdown. As I was watching the story of Jeff Bezos, he was actually just after COVID, he was actually traveling in his yacht. Then I said, Lord, does it mean this big ship that has got house, that has got a bar, that has got what I'm seeing, does it mean it's only for the white? Yet the Lord was actually hearing my prayer, and he satisfied me, and I'll be traveling in the mighty name of Jesus. And I'm so blessed. And I know this time next year, I'll be traveling with many Zimbabweans. So thank you so
I'm not sure what happened with the sound. Okay, so this is Italy and Croatia, where Gwen is going to be going in September, which I think is absolutely amazing. This is the Rock the Boat experience, and I believe that it's something that we should all aspire for, something that we can all do, you know.
I woke up early, Oh, bella ciao, 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 una mattina.
So, you know, a hard past should not spoil the gorgeous future that is before you. And I'm not going to take away anything, you know, from what Gwen has, you know, shared tonight. So all I can say is thank you for taking the time. Thank you for deciding to be here. You know, thank you for taking, you know, the opportunity to do this for yourself. And yes, I believe that you can achieve all the things that you have within your heart. The Bible says, write down your plans, make them plain, and we are here to help you, give you the strategy for you to be able to implement and actually see your goals and your dreams come true as you grow in forever. Thank you very much. Over to you, Leader Vera.